It's risque.
Bad girls, mining, and more at the center of the universe in historic Wallace, Idaho.
It's a time capsule.
We'll take you to a wild town of the West.
It's like living in a Norman Rockwell painting.
Next on today's Wild West.
Yeah, we're on our first date in Idaho.
It's a summer Saturday night in Wallace, Idaho.
Beautiful place. I love the mountains, the scenery, the river coming through. I love all the old historic stuff. It's great.
Big crowds are in town for the Wallace Music Festival.
We come to this festival every year, and we love it.
It's just picturesque, and it's like walking back in time. It's like living in a Norman Rockwell painting.
But Norman Rockwell never painted one of the star attractions of this picturesque and historic mining town, the bordellos that once thrived here.
It's risque.
One of which lives on today as a very popular museum.
It was fascinating.
The Oasis didn't shut down until 1988, when one day the women left and never came back.
There's a lot of 1800 style bordellos, museums. There's nothing like ours.
This is the staircase where the clients would go upstairs to meet the ladies. We're not allowed to show you the rooms where they worked, but they look exactly like they did on the day they left back in 1988.
They were told they were going to be back to work in a couple days. So everything that's up in the rooms is just what the girls left up there.
Pam Grenny is an Oasis tour guide.
Oh, I love everything about it. I love sharing the history of this building. I love to share the history of prostitution in Wallace. I love to share the history of Wallace itself and meeting great people from all over the world.
So how'd you like the tour?
It was great, yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool just because it's exactly how the ladies left it.
While we can't show you the rooms, we can show you the women who worked here many years ago. And even though prostitution was against the law, the Wallace police photographed and registered the women when they hired on at the Oasis. Ladies not quite as glamorous as the mannequin models in the museum's ground floor gift shop.
It was a way to just make sure who was coming to town. They could not be residents here. They didn't live here. They stayed here. They stayed and worked in the same rooms while they were here. They could have days off, but they had to do it outside of Shoshone County. They were not allowed to walk around town, hang out at the restaurants and bars, and pretty much if it looked like solicitation, that was a no-no.
Half a dozen women worked here in crews that rotated through every 2 weeks under the supervision of a madam known as Ginger.
From about 1962 till 1988. And she died down there in 2007, and she's buried in the Catholic cemetery down there.
They didn't look at their life like it was tragic. And of course, for some, it probably was.
And the whole town just not only